Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. And we begin with an airport trying to limit the long goodbye. Dunedin in New Zealand is now cracking down on how much time people can take to part ways at drop-off. Max hug time 3 minutes warns signs at the terminal, with an added note that those seeking fonder farewells should take their extended emotions to the airport parking lot. The purpose is to prevent traffic jams. Airport CEO Dan DeBono admits he's been taking flack for the new rule, but defends it. 3 minutes is plenty of time to pull up, say farewell to your loved ones, and move on, he told the Associated Press. The time limit is really a nicer way of saying, get on with it. The meteorite that wiped out the dinosaurs millions of years ago was apparently tiny compared to the one that came before it. Scientists say a space rock the size of 4 Mount Everests and having at least 50 times more mass than the infamous Dino Destroyer slammed into what is now South Africa. It gouged out a 300-mile-long crater, made the top layer of the oceans boil, generated a huge tsunami, and sent dust and rocks into the atmosphere. But on the positive side, the event also acted like a fertilizer bomb, churning up nutrients essential for life and allowing for a new phase of evolution. If it didn't happen last night, it's just a matter of time. LeBron James and his son Bronny already made basketball history by playing together in a preseason game. Now they'll up the ante by doing so in a regular game. Athletic royalty was in the stands last night in anticipation. Ken Griffey Jr. and his father, who in 1990 became the first father-son duo to play together in Major League Baseball. "We made history, now we get to watch history," Griffey Jr. said on SiriusXM. In hockey, the family feat was accomplished by the legendary Gordie Howe, who played in NHL games with not one but 2 sons, Mark and Marty. As of this recording, Lakers coach J.J. Redick wouldn't confirm or deny plans to put history on the hard court for his team's season opener. Do you have an eye on something in your hometown that could be better? Follow Rosalie Olson's lead. She's a 12-year-old from Clearfield, Utah, who wasn't keen on plans for a new neighborhood playground. It was great for her, but not so great for her younger sisters. Instead of just complaining, she sat down, drew up detailed plans to make it more user-friendly, and then took them to City Hall.
They were excited to see what I had drawn, and they were surprised that I even, came.
Surprised because, as head of Parks and Rec, Eric Howe told the Standard Examiner, most adults don't even try that hard. And while Rosalie's park was too far along for a pivot, city leaders asked her to help design another. She participated in every step of the process, and at the recent ribbon cutting said, "It's even better than I had imagined." Well done, Rosalie. Wetsuits aren't just for people. Bridget is an aging penguin at the Kansas City Zoo. She's 37 now and isn't as flexible as she once was, which means she can't preen or properly waterproof her feathers. And if her feathers aren't waterproofed, Bridget can't stay warm when swimming or playing in the snow. Problem solved. The animal specialists at the zoo designed and constructed a custom Bridget-sized wetsuit that goes on in the morning and comes off at night. In between, she can do regular penguin things, which is pretty remarkable since the lifespan of Gentoo penguins is anywhere between 15 to 20 years, and Bridget is nearly double that. Still to come, only the bottoms of her feet were visible, how reaching for a fallen phone left one young woman upside down for hours. But first, we want to wish Mason Yates of Newcastle, Oklahoma, an early happy 10th birthday. Your family says you're an amazing kid who loves golf, flag football, and soccer, and makes them proud every day. And they hope that Taylor Swift makes your big day the best one yet. Enjoy the concert, Mason. Not gonna lie, we're a little jealous. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. An airport in New Zealand is cracking down on what? Long curbside goodbyes. The massive meteorite that hit Earth long before the dinosaur-ending space rock was how big? The size of 4 Mount Everests. How did a Utah preteen improve a planned park in her hometown? She drew up plans and took them to City Hall. Why does Bridget the penguin need a custom-made wetsuit? Because she's no longer flexible enough to waterproof her own feathers. In today's Kid News Kicker, sometimes it's just better to leave your phone wherever it falls. Case in point, a 23-year-old Australian woman who dropped her phone between two boulders and when she tried to reach it ended up upside down between a rock and a hard place for 7 long hours. Only the bare soles of the woman's feet can be seen in photos posted by the New South Wales Ambulance Service. Fortunately, she was hiking with friends, but the area was so remote they had to leave her to get cell service. Responding firefighters said they'd never seen anything like it and really had to powwow on how to move the rocks without letting her fall further into the crevice. Once they got her out, she was dizzy. All the blood was in her head and none was in her legs, so walking was a no-go. Now, though, she's fine. Her phone, however, is still right where it landed. Thanks again to the Yates family of Newcastle, Oklahoma for sponsoring today's quiz. Happy early birthday to Mason Yates and hello to his teacher, Ms. Allie, and all his friends at Newcastle. And shout-outs to our other Kid News classrooms, Mrs. Travis and her owls at Valley Life Charter School in Visalia, California, Mrs. Lloyd and her stars at Central in Lincoln, Illinois, and Mrs. Rowe and her squirrels at Central Cass in Castleton, North Dakota. Thanks for listening. A reminder that it's Media Literacy Week, a subject near and dear to us at Kid News. And over the weekend, we dropped a special episode on how to best separate fact from fiction in your feeds. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.